Okay, welcome back everybody. Hope you're doing well. Today we're talking about Jake Paul, right? But not for the usual reason. Usually I'm calling him out for doing something stupid because he literally does something questionable every other month and I have to talk about it. He's always trending for the stupidest things ever. But, yeah, I've talked about all of that stuff a bunch of times before. But this one time, right? This actual one time, I am forced to defend Jake freaking Paul. And you might be asking why. Well, it's because two other people in the room were being way more stupid than him, and I don't even know how that's humanly possible. Now, pretty much the story goes like this, right? Jake Paul went on a Vice interview to talk about, I don't know, Jake Paul stuff, the fact that he had a boxing match with Nate Robinson and he won, blah, 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 don't really care. But there was this clip that started going viral, right? These two women asked Jake Paul, was it racist to knock out Nate Robinson in a boxing match? And I'm just like, what? Even Jake is taken aback in the interview. He's like, stop asking me this question. It has nothing to do with race. It's literally boxing. This part of the interview is so incredibly awkward and weird. I literally have no idea what's going on here. So yeah, pretty much because Jake won, they are asking him the question, are you racist for knocking out Nate Robinson?
To be honest, I almost started to protest this show because
Why?
I'll tell you why. And this is our question of the week. We saw what happened to Nate Robinson, so I'm going to ask Jake Paul right here in front of America. Jake, considering where we are right now in our racial conversation in America, was what you did to Nate Robinson racist?
That is the question of the week.
Man.
Alright, so the question pretty much just pops up out of nowhere, and obviously the answer is no, right? Because it's a boxing match, and both parties signed up to take part in this match, and they were perfectly okay with the fact that they could possibly be knocked out. It's really a bad sign when Jake Paul is the smartest person in the conversation, and trust me, I despise defending this man. With all the stupid stuff he's said and done, I just can't bring myself to do it, but except this one time, because you guys are blatantly in the wrong. And obviously it doesn't stop there. Like, if it was like a one-time thing, I'd be like, okay, maybe bad joke or something. But they keep on going. They ask him it again after he literally tries to change the topic, and they make it super, super awkward. Jake literally even tells him to stop asking him that question. He genuinely gets annoyed because, like, what would you do if somebody just asked you, you literally won a boxing match and they're calling you racist for it?
Nah, stop playing with me. Come on.
Listen, Jake, it's a sensitive time right now. We just had to witness a white man just knock a black man smooth out in front of all of America. So that's why I asked that. But just tell us about that moment real quick, because it looked like Nate was asleep before he ever even hit the canvas.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we train for. You know, at the end of the day, boxing's a sport, and you know, you train to win, and that's what I went in there and did, and I worked hard for this. And you know, Nate is the one who called me out originally. So
I think he is frozen.
Hey, can you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you guys now.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay,
my
that's
Wi-Fi is unstable, like my relationship.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
First and foremost, was it racist to knock a black man out? That is the question of the
No,
week.
stop asking me that. I said no.
It's not racist.
It's a shitty question. It's a sport.
Why is
That's
it
what
a
you
shitty
do.
question? Why is it a shitty question?
Because how does this have anything to do with race? It doesn't.
It's a
At
fine
least-
question. We got to wake you up. You got to be a part of this conversation.
That's right.
It's like, because if you can go from,
He's slipping.
if
You know what? He just hit himself harder than Nate Robinson ever hit him.
yeah,
Okay, what the actual heck did I just watch there? Like, why is it a shitty question? Really? Is that your question? Because I'll tell you why. It's a completely unjustified question. He's literally just taking part in a sport, a boxing sport, and both people have signed up to the fight and, you know, agreed to being knocked out. How does boxing have anything to do with race at all? And the fact that you're making it about it is just a terrible comparison. Like, it was a fair and square boxing match, and just because the white guy won, like, if Nate won, is it not a problem anymore? Is that how it works? And like even if it's a joke, right? Why are you making your guest feel so incredibly uncomfortable by literally joking about the same thing 2 times and asking him if he's racist for winning a boxing match? And the fact that they actually compared it to the real racial tension going on in the world, Like, these people are a joke. They're not even funny. That was awful. It's genuinely like there was absolutely zero thought put into this interview at all. Like, they just kind of wrote the questions on the card and didn't even, like, read the room or anything about it. They're just like, okay, I'm gonna read this out and ask this question. And it's like, when they read it out loud, I felt like it was so stupid that the room got silent. It was deafening. It's like the internet started glitching because it was like, what did you just say? In those moments, the world actually felt bad for Jake Paul, and that is a feeling I never thought I would have, because you could knock out Jake Paul in front of 10 million people and absolutely humiliate him at his own game, and, you know, boxing is his thing or whatever, and I wouldn't flinch, okay? I wouldn't care. I'd be happy to see him knocked out, but this legit made me feel bad for him. Like, come on, just, like, have some class. Like, even if you don't like Jake Paul, you don't have to turn an achievement of his, like, something he's proud of, like knocking out Nate Robinson or whatever. I know you can argue that, whatever, he's not a boxer or whatever, right? But, like, it's still something he's proud of, and then you turn that into something, like, disgusting, like we just witnessed Jake knock out Nate Robinson. Was that racism? Like, that's such a terrible question. Like, he already said no, right? If he said yes, oh my god, like, that was such a terrible question designed to, like, kind of just trap him or something. I don't know. But, like, yeah, he said no. And then after he tries to say that, oh yeah, I trained for it and I beat him fair and square, blah, blah, blah. And then you bring it up again after that. The other person brings it up, asks the exact same question, and, like, makes, like, this whole scene about it, like, making her the center of attention, and then asking the question again. Like, what was that all about? Please just focus on actual issues instead of this non-existent garbage and this terrible humor. Like, it was so frustrating to watch. I feel like thousands of people at home were just embarrassed watching this. You know, it's bad when Jake Paul had to, like, fake slap himself because he couldn't believe that anyone was asking him that question. And the worst part is that even after asking that, she didn't even understand what she did wrong. She was like, oh, why was it a bad question? I don't understand. I just asked you a question. Like, it's a bad question because both answers make you feel terrible. Like, if he said yes, people would call him racist for taking part in the awful joke, which he made the right decision by not taking part in that terrible joke. Like, he said no, but that also just made it super awkward, so that's why it's a terrible question. It just ruined the mood of the show. I really don't know why people are allowed to do this. Like, you should not have a show or conduct an interview like this, right? Like, make your interviewee or whatever just feel absolutely awful. It's just in poor taste. You know, after I saw this clip, I was thinking back, like, where did I hear of Vice before? I remember hearing about them, and then I was like, oh yeah, PewDiePie was talking about them, because they constantly, like, misrepresented him, lied about him and all his controversies, and just made him look absolutely awful, and that's why he absolutely despised them. And now I can understand why, because they try to twist everything into things that it's not, and it just makes sense now. Anyways, that's about it. Do subscribe if you're new, smash like if you did enjoy, hit the bell to never miss an upload, and thank you for watching. Yeah, man, defending Jake Paul in 2020. Never thought it would happen in a million years, but here we are, right? That's about it. Yeah, see you next time. Bye.